Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing an office makeover. So right along with me while we make over this very dark and honestly messy office. First things first, we want to go ahead and paint some paint colors on the wall so we can at least get our colors down pat. All right, so we are going to pick out some colors. Yes, this is a lot of colors, but we just recently got our exterior of our home painted. So let's just say there was a lot of trial and error. Don't worry about all this insulation. This is our basement. Anyway, we have a lot of paints up here that I think we should try out. So first we have, what is this? This is Rustique. We don't want that. We have an aged white, so I definitely want that. This is mostly Sherwin-Williams, and there's going to be some Benjamin Moore with it as well. We also have an Evergreen Fog, which is a green, if I recall. Yes, a green. So I think I'm going to do a row of whites, a row of greens, and a row of colors that are just out of my norm. So we're going to set this to the side for now. What's back here? We also have a Toasty, which is our third color on the exterior of our home. Love that color, but I don't think I'm gonna go for that for the office. Don't mind my little houses over here that I made when when we were thinking of colors for the exterior. I was doing any and everything trying to get the visual down pat. I'm a visual person and I like to see things. So I just decided to keep those. Going back to greens, we have a brown cough bronze green, which can't really see it. I think it's like a really dark green. We're going to sit that to the side on top of this one. All right, Benjamin Moore paints. We have, I think this is another green. Actually, it's Millstone Gray, which is like a, yeah, it's a gray green. So we'll sit that over there as well. I recently painted that our half bathroom color, so I don't think I'm going to use that. Soft Chamoy, I think that's how you say that. That is a white. So we're going to put that down here to take with us. We have a Tate Olive, which is another green. If you couldn't tell, green is one of my favorite colors, so we're going to sit that over there. We have this is another white, a yellow, very aged white. We were thinking of using this for the trim for the exterior of the home, but we end up not going with that. I believe we went with aged white. I think this is going to be too yellow for our office, but geez, I just kind of want to paint it just to see. Let's just take it just in case and we'll check it out. Next is another green. This is a basil, which I really love. This one we almost did the exterior of the home, but we ended up doing an urbane bronze. So I'm going to sit that over there. Next, terracotta. I don't think we're going for that look in the office. Inkwell, that is a black. I definitely don't want black. Here's another aged white, classical white, so we'll sit that down as well. Y'all, so far we have 4 whites, and 5 actually, because I did go get a new white today. Speaking of, another white, shoji white. This one's very nice too, so I'll take that. All right, what else we have? This is a pear color. It's like it's very hard to explain. You can kind of see the little color there. It's an interesting color. We're not going to go for that. One of my other favorites, alabaster, so we're definitely taking that. Urbane bronze, which is what we painted our house, and then the rest of those are black. Okay, so let's go ahead and run up to the office and start putting some paints on the wall. Okay, y'all, we have a total of 10 colors that we're trying out for this office. A little bit of overkill, but I have to see everything visually on the wall just to help me out. So we have, first over to the left is going to be all the whites. Don't mind all this junk, our dining room. We have 4, I think it's 4. Yeah, 4 greens that we're going to try. There is a color behind the whites hiding that I think I'm really going to be going with, but I kind of want to leave it as the last surprise for y'all. So first, let's go ahead and draw on the wall what's going to be the whites, what's going to be the greens, and what's going to be the other colors. Do off-whites. Then we're going to do below our greens. And I'm actually thinking of doing our special colors up here. So I'm just going to put SPC for special. So we're gonna try these paints out on the wall. Again, there's a total of 10 colors that we're gonna be trying on this wall. So let's go ahead and get them on the wall here. Okay, first on the list is going to be Swiss coffee. So we're gonna try this out. This is actually the one I'm leaning more towards because I believe it's a warm white. So we're actually gonna paint that first. A little bit of background about what's on the walls now. It's just we don't really know. It's some kind of white that they painted before they sold the home. I think it's just really some cheapest of the cheap paint because it's like a matte or not a satin finish, under satin finish. I believe it's called matte. That they just painted the wall, so there's no shine. There's nothing to the paint. You can see the brush strokes that they just left here. So already I am loving the, what was this again? The Swiss coffee. So I'll show everybody that. The next color is going to be Ovoire. I can't pronounce that. So we're going to try that one. This one is my least favorite just by looking at the dry paint on the top of the can. So you can see it's like a very yellow, and I am not a fan of yellows. So we're gonna put that next to our Swiss coffee. Oh yeah, I don't like this at all. So we're gonna go ahead and stop right there and put this one to the side. Next is gonna be Soft Chamois. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but work with me, y'all. Okay, so here's the next one. Whoops. Definitely spilling that. Hopefully not on our wood floors. Okay, so that one's similar to Swiss coffee. It's actually a little bit warmer that you can see. So I'm actually kind of liking this one too. Okay, so I'm gonna put this next to the Swiss coffee because I really like this. And then we're gonna go ahead and write underneath these colors so we don't forget them. This is gonna be classical white, which is, most of these that I'm trying out, the two that are my favorite are Benjamin Moore. And then this one will be a Sherwin-Williams paint. I'm actually gonna put this one next to Swiss coffee. This one's actually very similar to what's on the wall right now. So I don't know about y'all, but I don't like painting a room that is already similar to the color that is already on the walls, because then what's the point of painting? You could freshen up the space. However, if I'm going to be makeovering a room, I want to make sure I do a color that I really love and one that's different. So I'm going to sit this one in a no pile as well. Even though I do like it's warmer than what's currently on the wall, it's just not different enough for me. So we're gonna so next is going to be an aged white by Sherwin-Williams that we're going to try out. We are going to put that next to the shoji white. This one actually looks just like Soji white, but a little bit more yellow. And I'll show the camera up close once we get done with painting these. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a no because I didn't like the Shoji white either. Round of applause because we finally got to the last white. I feel like this is a long dragged out video for paint colors, but I promise you we'll be getting to the good stuff soon. So the next one is Alabaster, which honestly came up a lot in my research when we were researching exterior paints. So I have high hopes for this one. So I'm gonna put this one next to the Swiss coffee, right above it, because I just have very, very, very high hopes for this color. Not feeling it, y'all. I am gonna wait till they dry and reserve judgment, but initial reaction, not it. It's very, very white. It's very uh no, there's no creaminess to it, there's no warmth to it at all. So I'm gonna put this in the no pile. I'm still gonna wait till it dry just to give it a second chance, but not feeling it. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a close up. These are the colors that don't have a name on it under them. It's just because I just don't love them. Swiss coffee, I love a lot. I'm going for again a more mid-century modern theme, organic modern. I just want something very warm. Remember, we did not like this one at all. Too much, it's too dark, it's too beige, and up against our natural wood, I believe it's called gumwood trim, just not feeling it. The next one that I do love is soft. I cannot say that for the life of me, y'all. Chamoy, I think you say that. That's really giving Swiss coffee a run for its money. And then I didn't like this color as well. Again, it's leaving too much tan, beige, and that's just not the feeling we're going for. So next, we are gonna go ahead and set up the greens. Okay, I'll update on the greens. Let's check these out. As you see, I put some X along with the rest of the names for the green. Here we have the, goodness gracious, what it was called, Evergreen Fog. Excuse my horrible handwriting. Tate Olive, which if y'all remember, I really like that. I really like the Evergreen Fog. However, I just don't think they are for this room. Certain not basil. So we're gonna go to our next favorite color that I'm really excited for to paint this room. I hope y'all feel the same, so let's get to that one. Okay, y'all are ready for this color. I am ready for this color. I have very high hopes, which I don't know if I'm setting myself up right now, but just looking at it and seeing videos on it, I think this is gonna be the one. But here we go, y'all. Oh gosh, it's brown. Okay, I kind of am in love with it. It's very nice. This is called Antiquarium Brown. It's from Sherwin-Williams classic, historic collection, one of the two. But I'm kind of loving it against the, if you can see the gumwood trim. It's really nice. I really like that, but I don't know. Y'all, I'm very scared to just dare myself. Although it is paint, and paint you can always repaint or change, excuse me. But I don't like keep repainting and painting. I like to find a perfect color and stick with it. So I'm actually, now that I'm loving this, I'm gonna paint a bigger area just to look at it as it ages, as it sits with me over the next couple of days, and then we can decide. So let's just paint a little bit more. And I do understand that once I finally buy any of these colors, which one I ever decide to go with, that they're gonna end up looking a little bit different depending on what I buy, but not too terribly different. So let's just paint a bigger area just to see how I like it. And I wanna get it close to the wood trim. A little bit of facts about this home. It is a 1925, I believe they call it a foursquare. So there's a lot of natural, which I think is a Craftsman style, but I think it's gumwood trim, they call it. All the trim in this house are all natural, kept, non-painted. Nothing in this house is painted. So let's go ahead and paint. Okay, I'm back, y'all, and I painted, as you can see, a good chunk of the wall this color up against this wood trim. So far, I don't know how much I like it because there is a lot of brown in the whole entire house altogether. Just some facts about the house. It is a 1925 foursquare, which I think is a style compared to Craftsman, or a style underneath Craftsman. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it has a lot of the natural gumwood trim, all original. So it's very hard to go with anything different than an off-white when painting rooms. Although we did do a blue in our theater room, which we will show on this channel, and it looks heavenly. However, when it comes to any other colors against from the off-whites, the blues, becomes a little bit challenging for me personally, as I have a hard time picking colors. So I'm gonna let that dry as well as the whites dry and come back to it. I don't need to name it because that's the only color that is that special. And now we're gonna transition over to our mood board, what we're thinking for this room. I have a sketch drawn out to see the layout that I want. It doesn't have in the drawing this window. Sorry, there's like plants and things in here. I'm gonna add that into the drawing of the room here, as well as you can see that we have 2 windows here. I plan on changing out those blinds as well. Then we have this wall, the TV, which I will be changing out, and you'll see this cabinet that I purchased from HomeSense, that I got on a really good deal, a clearance deal, because it was missing its feet and so on and so forth. And then in this corner we have our a mid-century thing, if you can see, by all of this junk and rugs. I just been collecting things for this room, which you will see on this channel. So sit with me. Let's go ahead and show off the drawings that I drew for this room. And then we're gonna go and see what we can plan out for this room. All right, so we're back and we have our floor plan, and I'm using an app called, let's see, Room Planner. This is an app I just found out, and you can, create your floor plan utilizing the dimensions that you have with windows, doors, everything. So if you can see, instead of the window here, we haven't added that into the floor plan just as of yet. I don't know why I forgot it that we had a window in that room, because it is set up higher. I don't know what they call those windows, but it's a smaller window higher off the floor. So then you can see that we have a picture here, a nice little side table along with a chair. Again, we have a lot of these things picked out, and that's going to be in the attic video, or I might just film those separately and include it in the part 2 of this video, showing you what I'm deciding I'm going to be going with in terms of chairs, in terms of design. So a lot of items that you see in here are not necessarily items that I'm going to be purchasing for this. We still have some items to purchase, and I will be taking you guys along with me. However, I have collected a lot of these things, and plus I'm trying to repurpose what we have already. So then you can see there's a nice big plant into the left side of this room, and actually the right side if you're coming into the room. And I'm a big plant lover of plants, and I'm thinking a big plant will look very nice there. And then you have our desk here. I am going to be swapping out the desk. Currently it's just a regular Amazon $100 desk with a contraption that'll let you stand while you work. I am going to be keeping that and moving to our desk. I'm here in New York, and we have a lot of mid-century desks that sell. I unfortunately missed out on one that was $30 that would look perfect in the room. However, that just means it wasn't meant to be. We'll find a perfect desk for that room, I know it. So then this will stay the same. I'm thinking of keeping the desk right underneath the windows, in front of the windows. If I decide differently, of course you'll see that in the video depending on what I decide. If we go over here to the left side of the wall where the TV is hung, we are going to be replacing that TV with most likely a Samsung frame TV, and doing a gallery wall. Originally, I was planning on doing shelves, kind of like a mid-century shelves that go all the way up to the ceiling. However, I just think that's going to be too much depth on that wall in that corner, and it's just not going to look right with the trim. I don't want to rip out any of the original trim in this home, so we're going to be foregoing that plan. You can see a nice sideboard underneath the TV. It's going to be much smaller than that. As I showed you in an earlier clip, we did find one, and I'll include a clip of how it looks, and I got a pretty good deal on it from HomeSense. We'll include that underneath the TV, and then do our gallery wall along that wall. I'm thinking on this back wall, maybe just a photo, some intricate art or something like that. I haven't decided that yet. Of course, you have the door here. Now, rugs. I have a rug picked out. It's more so of a checkered rug. It's pink, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that. You guys will see my reaction once we lay it out in the video. The problem with a rug in this room is that it is a not a 10 by 12, a 6 or 7 by 12 room, so it's a little bit thinner. The problem is our AC vents and heat vents are in some of the rooms are in the floor. So I can't necessarily go bigger with the rug without covering up the vent. The only size of rug that will fit in that room awkwardly is a 5 by 7 or smaller. The rug I have right now that I chose and picked up from Facebook Marketplace is a 5 by 7. Again, it's pink, it's a checkerboard pink, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I've never used a checkerboard pink rug, but we will see how that looks in the video. So this is a little bit, actually that is pretty much it for the floor plan as it goes, as it sits. I'm kind of a person that I kind of like to go out and just buy things that I love and work with what I got or currently already purchased that I love and work it into the room that I have. I have learned over the time of being here and moving into our new home here that if you love a style, the style is for you. You make it work just for you. You're living in that room. So I'm learning that as we go. Okay, now that we're done with the floor plan, I did want to show all of you this. I was thinking of doing crown molding along this room. Now, as you can see, there is a tiled ceiling up here. I'm not too sure what kind of tiles they would call that. But we had it in our hallway for our half bathroom. I ripped it down and exposed some pretty bad drywall cracks and damage. So a part of me wants to take this down, but a part of me is very scared that I'm going to find a lot of damage that I don't want to really get into. However, one thing I do know I want to do is put some crown molding up here to match the rest of the house. My guess, if I could dream a little, is I believe that same trim, and here I'll show you the trim I am referring to. So you can see in this dining room, we have the original molding. Unfortunately, they did paint over it, but that's fine, just to break up some of the brown. However, it's kind of a cove molding, crown molding, and I want that in this room. Now, if I could dream a little bit, a part of me is thinking that maybe they just put this over that and didn't want to repair anything underneath there, or maybe they just like the style of this tile, because if y'all could see, it's got designs on it, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of love it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep this and just try to incorporate the crown molding into this room. So let me know what you think about that. And then into some other plans that we're thinking about this room is different curtains, not curtains, what do they call these? Blinds. And then throughout our home, we have these roller shades that go into all of these, that we go into all of these windows. And I'm thinking about changing all those out with actual not crown molding. God, what am I trying to say?
What was that? Okay, James.
Why does this keep dropping on me? As you can see, we have roller shades in all of our windows downstairs, all of the smaller windows, I should say. So I'm thinking of getting roller shades and just have a nice little design on there. So we'll do some research on that as well. Coming back to the colors, they are starting to dry a little bit. And y'all, I'm starting to fall more in love with this color. I'm not too sure about it, but I am loving it. The wood trim is just throwing me off again. I never owned a home with such natural trim, so it is a challenge working around it. If you can see, some of the whites did dry. Still don't love these two. Still loving actually, as the Swiss coffee dries, you can barely see it. The soft one is still my favorite. It's beating out Swiss coffee, which I did not expect. Thanks everyone for tuning in to this week's video. And next video, we're gonna be choosing the paint color. We're gonna be cleaning out that office, and we're also gonna be taking everyone shopping with us to pick out some goodies for our office makeover. So thanks again. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. See you all later.